Hello, it's Taylor Hunter, and today I'll be discussing the issue of obesity in America. Before I begin, I would just like to say that I am in no way trying to bash the body positivity movement. I think that it is fantastic that we are accepting our natural bodies for the way that they are. However, you need to be careful not to confuse body positivity with being dangerously overweight, since there are many health risks that follow being obese. So, today I will be discussing why so many Americans are overweight, what kinds of problems comes with your condition, and how we can act to fight the problem at hand. So to start, obesity as defined by the Mayo Clinic is a complex disease involving an excessive amount of body fat. And unfortunately, many Americans find themselves with this condition. And according to the Global Obesity Observatory, since 2016, 36.47% of American adult males are overweight, followed by a concerning 23.29% of American male children and 19.47% of American female children. Now, my question, and probably yours too, is why are so many Americans overweight? Well, one reason is that our portion sizes are astronomically larger than what is considered to be a balanced meal. To back my claim, the Public Health Organization states in their article titled Obesity in America that the U.S. Department of Agriculture reports that the average American ate almost 20% more calories in the year 2000 than they did in 1983. Today, each American puts away 195 pounds of meat each year compared to 138 pounds in the 1950s. Furthermore, this drastic increase in food consumption is concerning since the level of physical activity has not gone up in those given years. This then brings us to the next reason why so many Americans are overweight, and that is that we as a population live a very sedentary, in other words, inactive lifestyle. Today, Americans are working long hours sitting at a desk as compared to almost 100 years ago when many of us worked in factories or on farms doing hard labor during the Industrial Revolution. As a result, we burn fewer calories not moving around, and after a long day in the office, many of us just want to relax on our couches, so we burn even fewer calories. And finally, the last reason why obesity is such an issue in America is that we like to resort to easy meals that are cheap and do not take long to prepare, such as fast food and highly processed prepackaged foods. This is because many of us feel that we do not have enough time in our days to dedicate hours to a well-balanced and home-cooked meal, since most of us Americans work long days in the week. And in support of my claim, a research article published by the Journal of American Dietetic Association titled Why Eat at Fast Food Restaurants, Reported Reasons Among Frequent Consumers states that the most frequent reported reasons for eating at fast food restaurants were fast food is quick. Of the sample taken from the study, 92% of the participants answered with this reason, which further shows that as Americans, we often look for quick and easy meals in our day-to-day, resulting in poor nutritional intake and an accumulation of excess body fat. So now that we have discussed three main reasons why obesity is an issue in America, we can now look at the long list of health risks and complications that come along with the condition. To start, the first two health risks of being overweight are arguably the most common, which are cardiovascular disease and type 2 diabetes. However, an article titled Health Implications of Obesity, published by the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, lists quite a few more complications of the obesity disease and states that risks include hypertension, insulin resistance, and low high-density lipoprotein cholesterol. The journal also mentioned that, quote, there is an increased mortality from endometrial cancer in women and from colorectal cancer in men. Now, this is just the tip of the iceberg of all the health risks and complications brought on by being overweight. There are many more implications that I just simply do not have time to mention. Additionally, not only do these consequential health conditions damage your physical well-being, but they also harm your mental and emotional well-being, since many of those suffering from obesity experience a feeling of helplessness. However, there's still hope for our nation, which brings me to my third and final point, that there are ways that we can fight the issue of obesity at hand. First, and in my opinion, the most important, is that we must fix the way that we eat. As mentioned earlier, we as Americans constantly are constantly on the go working and do not dedicate enough time to prepare a well-balanced meal every day. Yet, a way we can combat this is by picking a day in the week, most commonly Sunday, and take time to cook and prepare a balanced meals that we can then take on the go throughout the week. Yes, whole foods will be more expensive than fast food, but you are often not going to consume huge portion sizes since these high quality nutritional foods will satisfy your hunger cravings much faster than a $2 greasy hamburger from McDonald's. So the amount of food you buy will overall last you longer and result in less trips to the grocery store per month. Additionally, I emphasize that while eating more well-balanced nutritional foods is a great start, we must stay consistent and not stray away from it in 2 weeks after our first initial motivational spurt has worn off. There will be days that you just don't want to prep meals, but it is during this time that you need to push through and remain consistent. At the same time, I'm not saying that you need to restrict yourself from the foods that you love, since ultimately limiting your food will just set you up to eat literally everything in your path later. Therefore, I urge that while you should be consistent with your intake of nutritional foods, it is important that you find a healthy balance between your prepped meals and the foods that you crave. Finally, another tactic that we can take to combat obesity is by moving our bodies. Of course, any form of exercise, whether it be weightlifting, running, Pilates, or yoga, is good for you. You can also do things that aren't stereotypical exercises. In essence, all movement is good movement, and by coming up with ways to combat the inactiveness of our desk jobs, such as taking a quick break to walk around, over time, we as a society will move towards a more active lifestyle where daily physical activity becomes our new norm. And as long as we stay consistent, our efforts will pay off. So to wrap it up, I've touched on 3 topics concerning the issue of obesity in America, with the first topic discussing the reasons why so many Americans are overweight, which we concluded to be too large of portion sizes, inactive lifestyles, and consuming too much cheap and easy meals that lack any nutritional value. The next topic I discussed is how the condition of obesity brings along a laundry list of health problems, with the most famously known being the cardiovascular disease and type 2 diabetes. Finally, in my third and final topic, I discuss ways that we can combat being overweight by eating more balanced meals and moving our bodies. But ultimately, the key to solving this issue at hand is by staying consistent with our positive health efforts. Therefore, by staying determined and not deviating from our set wellness goals, we as Americans can be and will be on a path to a longer and more fulfilled life. Thank you.